What's up, y'all? Big Red. Hope all my fellow vault dwellers are thriving and surviving in the wasteland. Connect you with part 2 of the 5 easiest ways to get top weapons in Fallout 76. We're still on number 4 of events, and it is mutated events, where you get these mutated party packs. And right there you saw me open 41 mutated party packs, and you can see kind of stuff I got. But the first weapon that we're going to go over is going to be called the Boomstick. It is a 2-shot missile launcher, 25% damage while aiming, minus 90% reduced weight, and it has a targeting HUD on it, so you can shoot it and you can forget it. This is a really fun weapon. It is a Scorch Beast killer. You will kill a ton of Scorch Beasts with this weapon. And all you got to do is participate in those mutated events, especially if you see a bunch of people there and just join in. They have a lot of easy events. They're not all hard. Some of the events that are mutated are not hard events. I'll have a guide later. There are other guides out there. But are key ways and those mutated events, things you need to be looking for. But I'm going to show you the weapons that you can get through those mutated events. And this missile launcher is the top missile launcher in the game. It don't weigh anything, which is awesome. And you can lock it in VATS, not VATS. You'll hear it clear, you'll hear it do a click. And when you're not in VATS, you can target it, and you get a VATS critical lined up. And man, you can almost one-shot Scorch Beast. Look at this. I know it's not a one-shot Scorch Beast Queen, but that one shot took her out, finished her. It is a fun weapon to carry around and have. It just don't kill Scorch Beast. It'll kill also Mylar Queens. You see right here, take her out. No problem. The only problem is the same thing with all these launchers is they break really easy. But it's a fun weapon to have, and I advise you to get those mutated party packs and open some up. The next one we got is the Overkill. It is another 2-shot launcher, but it is a Fat Man. It has the same effects. 25% damage while aiming, minus 9% reduced weight. It don't have a targeting HUD on it though. But it is definitely a beast of a weapon. It just destroys the whole playing field. Please, if you're one of the people, if you get one of these, just be respectful of other people. And when you're playing events, I mean, you can't see anything when people start launching these. And everybody has the right to play Fallout 76 the way they want to, but it also is a respect. If it's not needed enough, if there's nobody there and there's a lot of low-level players and having a hard time, you got to break out some heavy guns. Yeah, on an open field, it's okay. When you get inside close quarters, this gun's so blinding, it's hard to see what's going on, but you can definitely see it's just annihilating West Tech. I mean, just from a distance. I'm not even getting shot. It annihilates this Mylar Queen fairly easy. You get a VATS critical with this thing, and it is a powerhouse. It'll take out Earl. It'll take out bosses. Scorch Beast Queen. It is definitely watch it take out this Scorch Beast. Almost one shot. Almost one shot of that Scorch Beast. Look, barely any health left. Oh, there you go. Finishes it off right there. Definitely a fun weapon to get and use. The next one is the Cursed Broadsider. This is a fun weapon. It's an older weapon that they came out with. It is anti-armor, 25% weapon speed, minus 20% action point cost, plus it's cursed, so you get a little more damage, and you already have a higher fire rate on top of the 25% weapon speed. This is really a fun gun. You can put the multi-canister on it and see how it's firing so fast, but it breaks so easy. But the end of this little run right here, this gun is about maybe a quarter left on durability. So, and maybe this one you can run outside power armor a little bit, but the back's accuracy is so bad with these broadsiders that it really helps. You have unyielding, but high perception, or use power armor so you can use stabilize. But it is a fun weapon and pretty cool to have. Alright, next we're going to get on into the main event of the night, Eviction Notice. And this is where it's at, right by Foundations. Eviction Notice is a fun event, and it is definitely a more experienced event for experienced players, but don't be scared of it if you're a new player. You see a bunch of players there, go to it, because you're going to get so much legendary weapons and armor. You're going to have to walk back from home if you don't have it figured out how to manage your weight and utilize certain perk cards. So you're going to be overstacked and overloaded. Your stats box is going to be overfilled, and you're going to get some very unique, 6 unique weapons that are unique to Foundation. And the first one is a Foundation's Vengeance. It is a bloody minigun with bullets explode, 20% extra damage, with 250 damage just while reloading. It really won't a god roll for a heavy weapon. It's one of the god rolls. Reduced weight's another one. Damage while aiming is another one. A lot of these ones that we're going over so far today have been god roll heavy weapons that you can get for almost for nothing, for just participating. For the mutated party packs are really easy. And Eviction Notice is not easy, but if there's a bunch of players there and everybody's working together, it don't matter how many times you die, you just keep doing what you can do, and at the end you stick around, you're gonna get some cool weapons. And this Foundation Vengeance is a very cool weapon. You can see it just mowing down all these golfers like it's no problem. It has a really good spread, especially I would advise you to use it to power armor, the spin-up weapon. And utilize Stabilize, and you put nerve range. You can go low health, full health with this weapon, but it's so easy to go low health when you're in power armor. I mean, it's almost like cheating. I mean, you're just a massive tank, and you just chew things, and it will consume a lot of ammo. So maybe you have another heavy gun, like a Gatling gun that you use as your daily driver, so that way you save this for events and in-game events or regular events. That way you can store up and stock up on ammo and use it occasionally. Not as your everyday driver. Eventually you'll have enough resources you can use it. This is like when I took a break from the game and came back and they had introduced this gun. It was like this gun kind of got me into heavy guns because it was free, and I was like, I checked it out, and it was fun, and that kind of got me on the road of going down heavy guns. And if you haven't done heavy guns yet, that is one of the things I do advise, like more mid game, start getting into it. But this is the perfect gun for you to get into it. Man, it does good damage, it's a good spread, and it'll more than keep you alive. And it's very fun to use. You probably wonder, will it do damage against harder enemies? Yes, it will. Look, against a behemoth, pin it up, and let it go. We just choose him right up. No problem. Okay, what about something a little harder? Yeah, we can take something a little harder. Take on a Marlowe Queen. That's going to be the hardest regular enemy you're going to fight, and then non-endgame, non-boss. But you just chew her up, no problem. I mean, even in an in-game event, so you look Scorch Beach Queen, it does decent. I would advise it to try to solo her, but with it'd take a minute. You could do it. It'd just take a little while, but you're still going to be a participant in the event. And this gets a big red thumbs up. This is probably the best weapon you get out of Foundation Eviction Notice, other than your drops that you get. Speaking of drops, real quick, while you're looking at the defibrillator, I did give it one time. I do have an anti-armor, 25% faster weapon speed, 15 faster reload. Just one off the top of my head, that is a beast. And there's plenty of others. That one just stands out to me as a perfect god roll, ultra sight, Gatling laser. Anyway, this right here is going to be the defibrillator. It is modded with a rocket. It has 50% extra damage to super mutants. It is a 40 98% weapon swing speed, and it is +1 strength. It is a god roll. I mean, maybe not the super mutant part, but the second and third star god rolls. I mean, that's what you want in heavy weapons. I mean, more power attack or damage or faster swing speed. Me, I like faster swing speed unless it's a chainsaw, because every time you use a chainsaw, you're in power attack. But it is really a good daily driver for a melee character, you know, especially if you want to level up and you're going to grind West Tech. It don't cost no bullets, you know. Even if you're not a melee, I'm not spec right here. This is a commando build. I don't have nothing invested into any melee perks. I don't have any extra string. My strength only like 6 or 7, and you can still see the damage I'm doing. About two hits. So a melee character with food buffs, carnivore, man, that'd be a one-hitter quitter with that thing. And you definitely could grind and level up your character and build your in-game build using that to grind West Tex. And even if you're not, like I said, not a melee, or you're short on ammo, this would be a good weapon to use to grind through West Tex and get some experience. Very satisfying. I get a high, big red thumbs up for satisfaction of whacking something, seeing the splatter. A very satisfying weapon. All right, enough of that, and we're going to go on to the next one. It is Crowd Control. It is a suppressor combat shotgun. Bullets explode for extra 3% damage. Remember, this times 8, and 90% reduced weight. Remember, suppressors is reduce your target's output or 25% per second. It's not a bad combat shotgun, especially you put a suppressor on it. I would rather have seen maybe less AP cost. But I guess if you just need to keep a combat, a shotgun on for cripples and stuff, like for Enforcer. With this, if you just want to have one in your back pocket, reduce weight's not a bad third star, but like I said, to really make it a more OP weapon, less AP costs would have been better, because it's definitely a weapon that's really effective in VATS, with VATS criticals, especially with the suppressor on with stealth. It really doubles your damage. But as you can see, it's not a bad weapon. You can run with this weapon if you're a newer player and you don't have any good weapons. This weapon would not be a bad weapon to have. It would more to get you by until you can get a different one. Combats are pretty, combat shotguns themselves are kind of underpowered, but you got the cold shoulder, and like I said, I like the combat shotgun with the suppressor. You can get some decent damage with it. Alright, but these are the 3 deaths out of the event. The next couple are And the next one is the Tone Death. It is a weaponized tambourine that even jingles if you listen to it whenever you hit your target. It is a suppressor to reduce your target's output by 25% per 5%. It has 40% swing speed, and it also has +1 strength. They are getting a lot of these melee weapons close to god roll. Like the last 2 stars are really pretty good. I mean, on a lot of these weapons, but sometimes the first star is just trash. I mean, unless suppressors, I guess it's an alright effect. Lower tier to me. I don't really use that much. I'd rather have more damage, you just kill them. Why suppress their damage? Why just have more damage? But I guess it gives an option in the game. It's an alright weapon. If you're a newer player and you just don't really have a good melee weapon, you get this one. An armed weapon. It ain't the most powerful one, but I wouldn't say you don't box on with it, but as a daily driver, it gets the job done. I do give it a satisfaction on top of using it though. The little jingle, It's always good just punching something in the face, makes you feel better. But all in all, it's just an average weapon. Nothing really too special. It does got good swing speed. That's really about it. But all right. Anyway, on to the next one. It's going to be a marksman hunting rifle. Vampires, 50% limb damage, with a 10% chance for a stealth field with a night scope, night vision. Probably one of my least favorite of all the weapons. I mean, I don't even show no footage of it. It's trash. They really missed it on that one. Get a lot of more better effects. And it's a slow firing weapon. I mean, a vampire's weapon, a rifle, a single shot. Anyway, and the next and final one for eviction notice is called the Pirate's Punch. It is a black powder pistol that has a 2-shot projection, 25%, 50% batch hit chance, and 15% faster reload. This is actually a good roll. I don't have the weapon. I've scrapped it too many different times. I didn't have one to show you. Pistols are really underpowered in this game, and I wouldn't really. I mean, you want to role play with it and just mess around with it. It's a fun little weapon, but it's nothing you're going to use as a daily driver, or nothing you're going to use to really thrive and survive in the wasteland. I have a high DPS, but it's cool to have one in your stash box, but you wind up scrapping them a lot more than you use them whenever you get them. So those are the 6 rare rewards, and you just get a lot of stuff from Eviction Notice. I encourage you, new players, to you see it going on, get in it. Don't be scared of it. And just say you'll get god rolls from the legendary drops. You'll get armor pieces. You get your unyielding armor there, power armor pieces there. You get a ton of ammunition there. You get a ton of aid there, stim packs. And it's a cool event, and everybody participates in it. And it's just, balls to the wall, metal flying everywhere, and bullets flying. I think it's a big red thumbs up. And next up is events that happen in Nuka World on tour. And if you want to know where it's at, it's right there in the ash heap. It's hard to miss. There's in-game events, Hazard Activity, and there's 3 other public events that happen there that you can get weapons from. First one we'll cover is the Most Wanted. You can see right now the Western Spirit that is being used. It is a Furious lever action rifle with 25% damage while aiming, 15% faster reload. And it's not a bad weapon. I will say, that's not the lever action rifle itself. I wouldn't take it against a boss, but it's possible to take it against a boss. It's going to take a little bit. It ain't the first weapon you think about when you take it against a boss. But as far as a daily driver, if you're a newer player, it's very fun. I give it a big red thumbs up for satisfaction. You can use it in stealth. I have mine modded with a calibrated receiver and a suppressor for critical shots, headshots. I do that with a lot of my guns, but definitely recommend. You can also play it with a run and gun type of style too. It does have enough damage, just doesn't have a high, a lot of bullets in the chamber. That's the only drawback. And the faster reload is definitely helpful, not having a lot of bullets. But it don't have no problem taking on these super mutants. And if you wonder if it can take on anything a little bit bigger, well, it can. We can go down there and see Jolly Green Giant, old Fred here, wake him up, and we'll see that Ed Morgan handles that. It's not a bad rifle, and if you're a newer player, this event, Most Wanted, is very easy. I mean, the Sentry Bot, you aim for the fusion cores. They're not that hard to take down, especially you got a couple other players with you. One of the easier events on this list to complete, and it does take a couple people collecting all the notes and stealing all the money from the town folks. But I mean, it even did okay with Get the Mallard Queen. Took a little bit of time, but like I said, that's just because you don't got a lot of bullets in the chamber and you're firing single shots, but the damage per shot is there. All in all, it's not a bad rifle. And if you don't have a good rifle, it's also a good way to save ammunition. Let's say if you got a commando build, but you can't go through the 45 ammo that quick. This uses 45 ammo, but it don't take that much. So it'd be a good way to conserve your ammo and until you have enough to run your commando build. The longer you play, your resources get greater and greater. All right, we almost got her. All right, there she goes. All right, next gun is going to be Gunther's Big Iron. It is a Furious revolver with 25% weapon speed, 15% faster reload. Furious, if you don't know what that is every consecutive hit on the target is +5 up to 45%. Can put a silencer on it, so it is a run and gun type playstyle, and you've got to constantly reload this thing. But I would suggest use it in VATS on headshots. I've really never played with it before I made this video, so to be quite honest with you, it's only a few pistols I have really played with. It wasn't too bad. I mean, only having 6 bullets is not something I want to bring into a real event with, but the faster reload helps, and if you just remind yourself to constantly be reloading, it'll do more than take care of you in the wasteland. As you can see with these super mutants right here, it more than does their job just on everyday play, especially like role play. If you want to use it for role play, it'd be more than okay to kill the average enemy in the wasteland. Just not something, like I said, you want to bring to a hard event, really. But it is pretty fun to play with, and it is a free reward, and not hard. That an event that ain't that hard, so good effects. Pistols are just not they're kind of underpowered in the game. All right, if you want to get a pistol, I'd recommend an Alien Blaster or a Crusader pistol. But still, you can still see, look, finish off a slow run before we get to the next one. I mean, it holds its own. It is fun to play with. Hear that little sound reload, it's pretty cool. And hear it, I like the little reload animation. Got a lot of reloading, just gotta work those buttons. Alright, the next couple of weapons I don't have. I've scripted them, and one of them I never played with. The next event is Tunnel of Love. There's 2 guns you can get from it. One is called the Love Tap. This one is a good gun. It's a vampire submachine gun. Has an extra 20% damage, 25% weapon speed, breaks 50% slower. I rate this in a mid-tier gun. Definitely a good daily driver, good for any new player. The event is not that hard to complete. It'll more than keep you alive. The vampires on a gun that fires real fast, and it already fires fast. A submachine gun plus the weapon speed, it is definitely a good effect. All of those, they break real easy, so it breaks 50% slower is a good effect. I mean, this is a grade A gun, god roll for a submachine gun. And definitely recommend any new player getting this. It'll more than carry you through until you get ready to get a more in-game boss killing gun if you want one. I mean, you might fall in love with this, and this will get you through. Maybe not solo on the boss, you need a little more DPS, but it'll definitely take on anything in the wasteland. Especially part of a team, you'll be a-okay. The other one is a Burning Love. It's an assassin's crossbow, 50% chance to hit your target in VATS. You have increased damage resistance by aiming down sights, and also has 8 fire damage over 5 seconds. It has no stack limit, and the fire damage stays on there if you put a plasma arrow on there. On the assassin's part, I mean, I really the humans are so weak, are pretty squishy, so I really don't think that's really a good effect to have unless you want to bring it to play PvP. The other effects are not bad effects. It's the first star, they missed it like they always do. I've never played with it. I've heard good things about it. It's a decent bow. If you want to play bow, you don't have a good bow yet, it wouldn't be a bad bow to have. The next event is Spin the Wheel. This is another event that's not too hard, and especially if you're a newer player, I would have at least 5 people there to help you. But there is one weapon you can get out of it, and it's called the Whacker Smacker, and it is a super sledge executioners, which is 50% more damage when your target's below 40% health. It already has a faster swing speed on it on its base, and then it comes with 50% more limb damage and +1 strength. All in all, that's not bad effects to have on a super sledge. If a newer player, like again, if you want to run melee, you don't got a good melee weapon, and you get this, it'll be a good weapon to start with to start a melee character with and start learning how to use melee. Like the next and last event of the guaranteed weapons is seismic activity, as you're seeing it on the screen right now. Definitely recommend if you're a new player, make sure there's enough, several high players there. If there's a couple, just two high players can get this event done. It's one of the easier of the in-game bosses. So join in it. If you join in it, there's 2 weapons that you can get out of this event. The one you're seeing right now is the better of the 2. It is called the Grand Finale. It is a 2-shot broadsider with plus 25% damage while aiming, 250 damage resistance while reloading, plus a 10% damage by explosion and fireworks. It is a very fun weapon, and as you can see, it did decent damage against the Titan, but I try to make a VATS critical build with it. I know the second star don't really match with that, but I was just trying to maximize the DPS on it, and VATS critical bypasses the boss's mitigation, and that's how you get the most damage on bosses. And if it just had faster fire rate on there, like the Cursed Broadsider, but not break so quick. I mean, that's the drawback with these launchers, that they just break too quick. And then they're running power armor, so you get the stabilized, or you can run with unyielding and use your stats that have high perception, have accuracy, and VATS that you get from unyielding. But the armor penetration was I was going for was stabilized, and there's no room for gunsmiths. I mean, you have to give up demolition, which is where you're getting your damage from, or batteries included with your carry weight, nerve rage, or maybe bring it to full health and run gunsmiths at 3 would be my recommendation. Maybe if you want to run in power armor, but you're still going to lose some damage if you're running losing adrenaline. So it's a fun weapon to run. Daily driver, maybe used occasionally to break the norm of monotony of using the same weapon over and over. And you are going one-shot almost everything, but you also going to miss a lot of shots. You're going to be a lot of shots that just don't land. I'll show you a little bit tougher enemies. We'll do the Behemoths, and I got a Mylar Queen. It holds its own. It's a fun gun, and it's a gun anybody could add to their inventory to break the monotony of using the same gun all the time. You get a lot of ammo back from it. That is one good thing about this gun. It breaks slow. It breaks a lot real easy is the negative thing about it. But it is a fun gun. I do give it a very big thumbs up for being fun and being satisfying. Other noteworthy events that you can get legendary weapons or items, armor, but they're random, is Encrypted, Moonshine Jamboree, Radiation Rumble, Tester Metal. Those will give you legendary items, but you don't know if they're going to be a weapon or armor Picked and found a way to easily obtain weapons on Fallout 76's complete quest, starting with the main storyline. If you just complete that, the simple pieces of cool armor you're going to get. I already have a video out on the Chinese stealth armor, perfect for beginner stealth commando, especially full health. You can rock that even in endgame. Minor miracles will give you excavation power armor. Belly of the Beast will give you ultrasight power armor. Very cool armors that will help you as you progress until you can get your in-game armor. And they can also be in-game armor. And one cool weapon that you will get if you side with the Raiders, and I would advise you to the first time you want this weapon, is the Slug Buster. It is an anti-armor plasma rifle, 50% critical damage, 9% reduced rate, has a hidden effect of minus 20 AP costs. And there it is, you can see it. This is just a little comparison between Slugbuster and the Enclave plasma flamer. Now the Enclave, it's 50% faster fire rate, anti-armor, minus 25% AP cost. So faster fire rate is more powerful, but losing disadvantage. Look at the numbers. The numbers are not too much different. I mean, this Slugbuster, the plasma rifle and Enclave, there's a very small difference. I mean, the number, just a little bit. They're still both very powerful guns, especially if you put them in batch and you spam them some coffee against a boss. You can melt them in a matter of minutes. You know, very quick. You see how it's just melting the regular enemies. You're going to switch back over just to show you the comparison, but look at the numbers, it's not far off at all. So this is an awesome way for you to get you a plasma flamer that is going to melt any enemies in the game, and you can build an in-game build around this Slugbuster. And now if you want to eventually grind for the Enclave, which I mean I have, a lot of players have, you know, sign of status, but as far as damage and as far as output, they're pretty close. I mean, it ain't a regular plasma rifle is not far off from the Enclave. The Enclave just looks a little cooler and has, you know, like I said, a little bit more damage, but it'll be more than okay in building a build with just a regular plasma flamer. Don't more than get the job done. And it's easier to mod. You don't have to hunt all those box mods. I mean, that's fun to do that, but maybe you don't want to do that. You don't have the time for that. And this plasma flamer, this Slugbuster, will be a guaranteed weapon you can get if you just complete the quest, complete the storyline, side with the Raiders, and you can get this with a guaranteed drop. Alright, I don't know if you noticed that I guess a Behemoth level 100. You also get a lot of ammo back with this gun. You'll get back more ammo than you know what to do with, just like plasma canister. You get back a ton of plasma cartridges. You can see it going against the Behemoths and the Crab. It just melts enemies in bats, out of bats. I didn't even spam no coffee on this Mauler Queen. Hard to melt her even quicker. I'm trying to show you, even if you don't have a lot of coffee, just having this weapon, you're going to melt those enemies. It's a very powerful weapon, and you can get it just by completing the main storyline. Not just main storylines, but also quest lines. Side quests, you can go right here to Watoga and go to the Municipal Center and then go see the mayor's office. If you go in there, you can do Mayor of the Day. You can get this weapon right here. You complete the quest, the Alvarez. It is a powerful super sledge. It's only a 1 star, but it's more than a 1 star. It has increased damage, but reduced durability, plus 10 health, 9% reduced weight. And it is a slugger of a weapon. And you can get this early on. It's easy quest, level 50. You want to be a melee character. This usually considered one of the top melee weapons, you know, early in the game, early days. One of the first quests a lot of people would go after and just look at it. I mean, this weapon is just, I mean, I'm not even spec for melee. It's just whacking and smashing. Very satisfying. Big red thumbs up for satisfaction. It's a fun melee weapon. And all you gotta do is complete a really simple, easy quest. Go to the mayor's office and interact with the. You'll see it once you go in there on the wall. MIMA, or artificial intelligence thing, robot, and start the quest. Easy to do. Other side quests, which I don't have. This weapon, gave it away. Been playing this game a long time, but the Bex quest line. When you finish it, you get a guaranteed 3-star anti-armor, 100% weapon speed, plus 250 damage resistance while reloading. 50 cal. I mean, it's a beast of a weapon. This used to be one of the standard legendary weapons that people would use because back in the day you couldn't craft legendary weapons and they weren't so easily attainable. You had to get them through drops or get them through the purveyor. And so this was a go-to everybody weapon if you want to be a heavy gunner. If you do this, make sure you're level 45. So that way you'll get a level 45 50 cal. Don't do it level 30. Finish it at level 45 and up, and you'll get a guaranteed 3-star 50 cal if you want to build a heavy gunner in-game build. And there's also a Perfect Storm, another weapon you can get. And that's probably more than I'm not even remembering. But if you vets out there can think of anything, please add it in the comments. Anything I forgot, I will appreciate it. Thank you very much. Complete the quest, complete the main quest, even the new one, the Devil's Blood. You get a set of armor that you can use and build an in-game build around. Eventually you can maybe get your Secret Service, which is still the top armor in the game, but the engineer ain't too far off from it. If you don't finish the main storyline, you can't get the Secret Service. That unlocks gold. And through Gold 79, then you can buy the plasma capture if you don't want to wait for Minerva. You can buy a ton of other weapons, a Hellcat. You can buy a ton of different pieces of armor. Secret Service one, like I said, you don't want to wait for Minerva. But finishing these quests really make a big difference. And I'm sorry these videos are so long. I tried my best to make them short. There's a lot of material to go through. I had fun doing them, but they do take a lot more time just doing one weapon or one build. And thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all my subscribers. Hopefully if you got something out of it, like and subscribe so somebody else can learn about these easy ways to get weapons. Tell me if you knew about all these ways or you didn't realize it was that easy. Let me know how these weapons are working for you. This is Big Red. Hope y'all enjoyed it. And I'll see y'all in the next one.